Formula One is back. We're back from the summer break. It's officially over, being rained on here in the Netherlands at Zandvoort, and we're headed straight back into it. This isn't just another race. It's the stage for Pirelli's 500 Grand Prix. As an F1 tyre supplier and with softer compounds and across the pit lane, the strategy game has changed. So let's break it down. Track secrets, past strategy lessons, and how teams are approaching the 2025 Dutch Grand Prix with everything to play for, 10 rounds left, and a driver's championship still yet to be decided. Now, Zandvoort is a short but savage 4.2-kilometer roller coaster, 14 corners, constant direction changes, and almost no time to breathe. The most famous feature are its banked corners, turn 3 and turn 14. Both are banked up to 18 degrees, nearly double the banking of the Indy 500. The final corner was even designed using the Fibonacci sequence, creating a natural flow that slings the car onto the pit straight in the background. These corners mean that drivers can take multiple lines, high, middle, or low, which opens possibilities not only for us engineers to our best American NASCAR accent, but also improves overtaking slightly, even though they're still difficult. Now, this track sits right on the North Sea coast, and gusts of wind can blow sand across the asphalt, changing grip levels corner by corner. So evolution here isn't just about rubber going down, it's about fighting the sand. Now, the track was brought back onto the calendar in 2021. And let's rewind through the last 4 years. 2021, Max and Red Bull versus Mercedes. Now, Max won with a two-stop C3, C2, C1, perfectly covering every Hamilton undercut attempt. Mercedes tried to split strategies, Hamilton on a two-stop, Bottas along one stop, but ultimately they lost out. 2022, though, was the one that really got away from Mercedes. They were actually on course to win with both cars on a C2, C1 one stop, but a late safety car flipped the race. Max Verstappen and Red Bull boxed for the C3 soft tyres. Hamilton stayed out on old tyres, and within minutes, the race win was gone. 2023 was just total chaos. Rain, bit like this on lap one. Red Bull boxed on lap one. Alonso jumped into P2. Mercedes and McLaren, they waited just one lap too long. By the time they'd stopped, they lost 20 seconds. So did Max. And the track dried up. The C3 compound became the crossover. Timing was everything, and they missed it. 2024, finally, Max Verstappen was beaten at home by Lando Norris, who won on a perfect one-stop race and with sheer car pace, able to overtake Max on a struggling C3 compound tyre and just drive off. Mercedes once again went for a two-stop strategy, but the extra stop just wasn't fast enough last year. So, what did we learn from that? Well, in the dry, over and over again, we've seen that the C2 compound works really, really well here. It's an interesting track. It's tough on the tyres and it balances pace and durability. And it's been the core of every winning strategy we've seen here in dry racing. The C1, which we don't have this year, lasted forever. Hulkenberg even did 57 laps on it, but it's really slow to start with. Now, that C3 tyre, which we've got again this year, can be explosive early, but over a stint it can fade. And in 2024, arguably, it was the tyre that lost Max the race, even though he did have a slower car. At Zandvoort, the middle compound has often been the one to build your strategy around. Now, fast forward to 2025, we have a subtle but important change. The pit lane behind me for years has been 60 kph, similar to Monaco and to Singapore. But for 2025, the FIA has raised it to 80 kph. The speed limit section is around 230 meters long, so that's going to equate to around a 3 to 4 seconds faster relative pit stop. It does make that extra stop a little bit less painful. Teams will now model scenarios where a two-stop can work, especially if that degradation spikes or a safety car neutralizes the field, just like it did in 2022. Setup-wise, cars run maximum downforce similar to Monaco or Hungary. Ride height is a little higher for the banking, and suspension is softened to handle compression. With Zandvoort's constant corners, tyres never really get a rest. And if it is dry, unlike today, managing heat and energy density is crucial. So, going into this race, what about this weekend? Pirelli have changed the allocation. We've got C2, C3, C4, with that C4 being the big unknown. If it's dry, will it be raceable? Last year, Max was able to stretch the C3 to 27 laps. If the C4 falls away even faster, no one's really going to touch it if the one stop is still available, unless it's a really short stint at the end. We're just going to leave C3 as the banker starter. If it's dry, the most likely strategy is still going to be targeting a one stop C3, C2, unless it's absolutely not possible, or a safety car, of course, pushes it into an extra one. Now, it is Zandvoort, and if it does rain on Sunday, all of that goes out the window. Just ask Mercedes and McLaren in 2023. Now, first team to pit for the right tyre wins. Seems easy, actually very difficult on a short track like this. So here's the bottom line. 2024, the C2 is the race tyre. In 2025, all eyes are on whether the C3 inherits that role, or if maybe the C4 can find an unexpected life, especially over short turn. F1 is back, strategy is center stage, and Zandvoort could give us another classic. If you want the extended debrief, let me know in the comments. Are you backing one stop, or do you think it could be a two stop, wet or dry? Let me know, and I'll see you after the checkered flag.